I think I'm safe to say, yeah, your mum's pretty. So we'll leave it there. I won't say any further. Let's talk a little bit about the world right now. She's funny. Okay, cool. I might have to get some tips from her for my comedy stuff. Oh, Eminem's new album. Is that anybody get Eminem's new album? I've heard it all. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, even still, I mean, I think one of the things is that my if I don't check myself, sometimes I say stuff that is like I think it's funny, and maybe it is funny in certain circumstances, but I have to remember sometimes, you know, especially on the internet, nuances and sort of things don't always come across. So you have to be like, okay, you know, let me take a step back. Now, I don't know who had a new album. Yeah, it just come out today. So it's called Revival, and it's quite a long one. It's like an hour 20 minutes. It's quite a long album, and it's getting quite a few mixed reviews on the internet. You know, some people hating it, some people not loving it. I'm kind of in between. I'll say that I think it's a really good, solid album. I think it's definitely worth listening to. I'm not sure if I say it's the greatest thing ever, but there's definitely some songs on that, some tracks on that, and definitely some lines that he comes on where it's like, boy, that is just incredible. And I think overall, my opinion on the album is that, yeah, it's worth getting, it's worth checking out. It is just awesome. I mean, here's what I'll describe it, is that there is a progression that I think Eminem has been showing over the past sort of few albums. And of course, you know, he's older now. Dude's like 45 now. You know what I mean? He's not going to be rapping about the same stuff that he did when he was, you know, 25. You know what I mean? 20 years ago, or whatever. You know, like his little baby daughter Haley that he was talking about in 1999 is, you know, she's an adult now. So he's looking at life a bit differently. And not to say that the old Eminem is completely gone. It's not. And you can still hear the old Eminem in there and some of the old stuff that he mentions from time to time. So it's still there. But there is, I feel, at least a maturity in a lot of the lyrics in terms of how he covers things and how he raps. And I think the biggest difference between, say, this album and his previous albums, especially older albums, like his earlier albums, is that whereas his earlier albums were more about, in my opinion, say, look how well I can rap about a certain topic. This album is, to me, more about I've got something to say about a certain topic and I need you to listen to it. And not to say every single song is just like, you know, some deep intellectual, not like that, not with every song, but certainly the ones where he does go a bit deeper into things like, you know, politics and sort of states of America and, you know, that whole thing. And he's talking about family life and, you know, being a father and, you know, husband, that sort of thing. You know, there's definitely more of a focus on what he's saying rather than how he's saying it, as I feel. And I just feel like I get why some people don't like it, because it's a different style, or almost a different style to what you're used to with Eminem. Not completely different, to be fair. If you look at, say, his last album, was it Recovery? You know, it's not completely different, but it is quite different, especially compared to, like, you know, the Marshall Mathers LP and, you know, the sort of early albums at that era. It is quite a different sort of sound to it. But I like it, though. I think overall I enjoy listening to it. You know, there's a one line we talks about, you know, being Captain America, like being shot in America, and comparing, you know, Steve Rogers, and it's like, boy. And then another one is like, you know, you could be my Gwen Stacy to Spider-Man, and it's like, there's lots of good wordplay in there. So the old Eminem is definitely still there. You know what I mean? That fast rapper blacking out on a track, he's definitely still there. But I do feel there is a different in terms of how he's approaching the album, especially with, you know, 3 of the tracks where it's like, I've got something to say and I need you to listen to it. And I think that's the impression that I got in terms of an overall vibe to the album, that it's more about what he is saying rather than how he's saying it. But yeah, I can understand why some people might not like it, because yeah, it's maybe not the fast rap that, you know, you might be more used to with Eminem. It's just more like, okay, I'm gonna dial it back a little bit with some of these tracks, and, you know, okay, let's talk about sort of things. But yeah, it's a good album. I like it a lot. Not perfect album, but it's a good album. So that's my little review on Eminem's Revival. For anybody who's interested, listen to it. It's worth checking out. I'm going to listen to it. Eminem is the rap god. I'm not sure I'd say that, but he is pretty good. He is not father rap. He is the god of rap, hands down. Second to him is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne? I think we might disagree on that one. I'm not sure I'll put Lil Wayne anywhere close to Eminem, actually, in terms of greatest rappers or favorite rappers or anything like that. I mean, Lil Wayne, I guess he's got a few okay stuff, but nah. I mean, my favorite rappers would be Eminem's definitely one of them. I don't know if my not in any particular order, by the way, but Eminem is definitely one of them. Then it'd be like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Cannabis back in the day as well. Who else? Who am I thinking of? Will Smith. I think Will Smith is one of the most underrated rappers of all time, in my opinion. Certainly of the last 30 years or so. I think he's one of the most underrated rappers. He never really. I mean, he did brilliantly as a in the movies, of course, but as a rapper, and he did well as a rapper. Don't get me wrong, but he just never seemed to get that recognition as a great rapper. But you listen to his stuff, and that dude would out rap just about anybody. But because he wasn't, I guess, all gangster or whatever and that kind of thing, as people expect at the time when he was coming up, he got seen as being soft and that whole thing. But I feel Will Smith is one of the most underappreciated rappers, and his lyrics are just as out there as up there as just anybody. So yeah, Will Smith definitely one of my favorite rappers. Where we at? Freestyle rapper is a rare to find. Yeah, that's true. There's not too many freestylers these days. I mean, if you look at the battle rap scene, there's even the battle rap scene is not that many freestylers. I mean, you got Charlie Clips, who else? Sharon, as good freestylers. DNA as well, a little bit. I mean, he's all right, but I think DNA sometimes is he seems to repeat himself a bit too much in his freestyles. Disaster is a decent freestyler as well. I don't think Disaster is maybe as good as he should be at his level, but he's big enough. He's pretty big in a battle rap world, like he did that one just a little while ago with Oxymoron. That was a brilliant battle, by the way, if you've not seen it. But yeah, Disaster is a good freestyler. I'm not sure if I'd put him as the best freestyler. For somebody I feel like who's as high up in the battle rap world as he is, I feel like he should be better at freestyling, but hey, that's just my opinion.